Well, on the 27th of Adar, Chavzin Adar marks the Hilula of a really great rabbi from Iraq. His name was Rabbi Elisha Dangoor Z'tl, one of the famous Iraqi rabbis from the Dengor rabbinic dynasty in of itself. Who will go on to become a great posek, a rabbi that will render various different Jewish laws. He'll be a Rosh Yeshiva, head of a Talmudic academy. He'll be the head of a Jewish court, a Bedin, as we say, in Baghdad. And remember, Baghdad, in of its time, had a golden epicenter of Torah in of its day. He'll be the chief rabbi, the Chacham Bashi of Baghdad, also, I believe, between the years 1889 to 1893, approximately about a 5-year era in of itself. It was very much a great rabbi, and I think his father was a very distinguished rabbi inside the vicinity of himself. His name was Rabbi Dangoor, and I believe he was Talmid of the famous Rabbi Abdallah Somech, a rabbi we've spoken about on various occasions before. He was arguably the most famous of Iraqi rabbis during the 1800s, respectively, and I believe he would be ordained to the rabbinate through Chacham Abdallah Somech. He would receive his rabbinic ordination at Smicha at that stage in time. Now it's interesting, Rabbi Elisha would be appointed in the year 1889 as a chief rabbi of Baghdad. He would hold this position for approximately around the 4-year threshold. He passed away, I believe, 2 years afterwards in the year 1893. Now, I'm not exactly sure on the exact date he was born, but he passed away 5 years before the start of the 20th century, respectively. Now, very interesting, a lot of very famous Torah books he actually left us, including Gedulot, Elisha. This actually comprised on various different teachings, let's just say in itself, within regards to the realm of halacha, Jewish law. Then there was another great Torah book called the Maaseh Bedin, which is a shut, a she'elot, shuvot, question and answers books in of itself. Various different writings, I think, with regards to his time period when he was working inside the Bet Din, with regards to different halakhic responsa, the different, let's say, issues that he was grappling with, along with the other great rabbanim inside his court. And there was another book, another one called the Din B'tziruf. I think this was the Chidushei Torah teachings himself on the Shas, on the Talmud Babli, the encompassment of the various different sections, different tractates and the Masechtet. Now, what's interesting is that he had many famous, great rabbinic students of his time, which will end up going on to become some of the famous rabbis in world Jewry, especially during the 1900s, respectively, including the famous Rav Yaakov Chaim Sofer. He happened to be the author of the amazing book called the Kafar Chaim. He was a Kabbalist also, and very, very much great rabbi, let's just say, and wrote different works. There was Rabbi Yecheskel Ezer Rechamim, another great rabbi. Rav Tzadka Chutzin Hasheni. He happened to be, I think, a Dayan in the Jewish court of the Sephardi community in Jerusalem, and would actually set up the synagogue called the Shemesh Tzadka, and very, very, I think, was close Talmid of Chacham Yosef Chaim, also popularly known as Ben Ish Chai also. So he was another one of his students. And Rabbi Yitzchak Machmal, I believe, happened to be a great rabbi also from the, let's just say, the Iraqi Jewish community in itself. He passed away in the year 1951 himself. The Rabbi Ephraim HaKohen, another great rabbi, very much we need to speak more about, famous Kabbalists in Jerusalem. And Rabbi Yoshua Shirabani, another great rabbi we've spoken about on various occasions before, was also a Kabbalist, and I think part of the Baka neighborhood in Jerusalem, a place that we visited just in recent last couple of weeks here on this channel. His Rab, as we say before, was the famous Rab Abdallah Somech. Rabbi Abdullah Somech was Rosh Yeshiva, let's just say, of Baghdad in himself, and there was a famous yeshiva in Baghdad at that point in time where thousands of Talmudim were learning all throughout. The Midrash Bet Zilka, a place we've spoken about on various occasions before, so very much there was a connection to that, and it just gives an idea of the majesticness within regards to the Torah sphere of the great Rabbanim there were in its day in Iraq, respectively. And remember, at that point in time, we've spoken about the 19th century Baghdad, we've spoken about 20th century Baghdad, how great the Torah was in of itself at that, all throughout those different periods of times, which we've brushed on various occasions before. Now, it's actually interesting. I believe he was buried also in Iraq, the great Chacham was, which is also interesting to point out. And on this series already, we've probably related around information on about nearly 100 rabbis that were in Iraq, or or came from Iraq, respectively, all throughout those specific period of time. It's actually interesting also, just to add on something we spoke about in the video of Chacham Abdallah Somech, that with regards to his funeral procession, it was a whole, there was a lot of anti-Semitism involved, especially from the Iraqi government at the time. A lot of miracles occurred. I believe it's reported over that Rabbi Elisha Dangoor was obviously the distinguished student of Chacham Abdallah Somech and would assist with regards to the burial procession of the great rabbi. So he was very much the great Hacham Bashi of Baghdad. Don't forget to light candles in his memory. He was buried in Baghdad. Friends, were a community here. We're learning about the great Chachamim of yesteryear. We've related videos on nearly 850 great Chachamim of yesteryear. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and share the videos also if you feel people are interested. If you happen to be related to any of the great Chachamim we're speaking about, please send an email, a comment. It would be great to hear more. I wish you all blessings and a great day.